Hello, and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. My name is Adam. I am the community manager of Franchise Hockey. With me, as always, and pictured on your screen is FHM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with the 1972 playoffs.
Yep, actually in the playoffs in this game, unlike certain other games we've been playing lately.
Yes, indeed. And we are currently in round two, also known as the conference final, after we swept Vancouver like we should.
Yep, semifinals. We've got, problem is...
No, we didn't. Sorry. I looked at the wrong game.
Oh, that's the Leafs that swept Vancouver. We beat Oakland, California.
Yes, in 4 games to 2, so let's be clear on that. Right now we are heading into game 4, and we're down 2-1.
Yeah, overtime loss, kind of a heartbreaker in the last game. The Leafs were the best team in the league this year. They've finished ahead of the Rangers, who had been the 3 times had won the last 3 Stanley Cups. So, fairly solid team, but we were right in there with it, and this is particularly impressive because Gordie Howe, who's not quite our best player, but obviously a pretty important part of the team, has been down for most of the last part of the season with an arm injury, and he is off the disabled list now, but we are still waiting for him to get back into playing shape. It's been day-to-day for a little while now, and we're just had no luck in getting his condition to improve.
Yes. I just want to point this, looking at every single series has played out the exact same way, which is completely odd. Toronto swept Vancouver 4-0. And the other side, Chicago swept Pittsburgh 4-0.
And Montreal over the Rangers 4-2.
And beat the Rangers 4-2.
And both games are now going into game 4 with one team with a 2-1 lead. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a small playoff. It can happen. I think I'm going to juggle the lineup around slightly a little bit. Drop Vic Vanaski out. Put Larry Lund in. I think we'll leave the D as it is. Lund is just going to go on the 4th line. I don't think I need to make any serious changes.
Yeah. We seem to be doing fairly well. We've had a fairly productive season.
Jerry Cheever's still fairly hot in goal. He'd have a pretty good series against Oakland for us.
Yeah. We brought in some new people this year with our draft picks. We brought in Summing, who would be better known for his Leaf days. So Toronto's a little bit mad at us for that, I think, in this game.
Yeah. I should just take a little, show you what we're up against here in Toronto. It's kind of an odd lineup. Gary Smith has had a spectacular season in goal, but there's a few familiar Leaf names. Frank Mahovlich, obviously, Jim McKinney, Dave Keon, but they've picked up a lot of guys who weren't actually Leafs at this point, but are having good years for them. Von Bolderev, Greg Polis, Dale Talon, Serge Bernier, and so on down the lineup. So it's not really a familiar look for the Leaf team, but it seems to be working for them. So let's move on to Game 4.
All right. And with us starting tonight, I'm just proud to announce we've went over 11,000 views on Twitch. So thank you very much for everyone who's tuned in.
Yeah, thanks to everybody who's been watching these. We'll keep on doing this for as long as we can. And hopefully we'll have a little information for you on FHM4 coming soon, but let's get this one against the Leafs underway. And I am going to do it to sim period end, so it's going to run fairly fast. And not bad. Reggie Leach opens up the scoring a minute and a half into the game. We are up 1-0. First shot of the game.
Yes.
Quieting down a little bit now, I think. Both teams only have one shot so far. Difference is ours went in. And we seem to be playing them okay here. We've had the penalty to kill off there. They're still killing it right now, and Leafs have only had one shot on goal so far. This has got to be by far the best defensive effort we've had so far. Although I've probably jinxed it now, and they're going to go nuts and put in like 15 shots in the last half of the period.
No, that would never happen.
Yeah, 8-1 shots, 9-1 shots for us, 10-1. Just keeps going up, so we are shutting them down defensively. I'm not sure what I didn't really change anything there, but not really even having to lean on Cheevers too much this time around, which is a good thing. And Guy Chiron makes it 2-0 for us. Leafs had a few shots, so it's 11-4 at this point, but I'm liking the way this game is looking. Nice bounce back from that overtime loss. So we can hang on here and get Gordy back. Maybe we still got a shot at this, because if we get out of this series, we've got the other series is Montreal and Chicago, both of whom were about dead even with us in the regular season standings. So we can beat whoever comes out of that. We've actually got a shot at the cup here, I think.
Which is good with looming expansion.
Yeah, providing we get by the Leafs. We got the, and not just expansion, we got the WHA coming next year. So don't forget we got after this season ends. And Ted McAneely, 3-0. We're flying here. After the season ends, we have to take a look at some of our contracts and make sure everybody is signed up, because a lot of those guys will take a hike to the WHA in the off season if that doesn't, if we don't take care of those. I think there's still, I think we got a few of them.
In our last game, we pretty much signed everyone who we needed to.
I noticed there's a few guys in the minors that we may want to tie up. We've only got 2 goalies signed as of right now, so unless we're going to go looking in the draft, we may want to get at least a third one signed as insurance, although neither one of the ones that we've got are very good, really.
Then we should just look for one in the draft.
Yeah. I think Cheevers, we have Gilles Meloche as a backup to Cheevers. Cheevers ain't getting any younger. And he had a few, I think about 3-4 good seasons left in him at this point in real life, so he'll hang on for a while. And heading towards the end of the third, still up 3-0.
No, we were just trying to think here. We had Dryden as well, so did him away.
Dave Dryden, not Ken Dryden.
Yes, yeah.
If we had Ken Dryden, we wouldn't let him go. And Gary Smith lets another one in, so are they even going to keep him in goal? Apparently, but 4-0 for us. And still only 14-15 shots for the Leafs. At the end of the second, we are up 4-0, so this might be pretty much our best playoff game so far, and we picked a good time for it.
Excellent.
Bob Barry, 3 points in this one. Looks like the second line has done most of the damage. And looking through there, no really super high game scores that I can notice. Barry and 5-0. They're keeping Smith in. I don't mind it. We can let his confidence get shaken a little. And Reggie Leach, 6-0. Finally, they pull him out. Denny Diordi coming in for Gary Smith, so we chased him, and this one is pretty much all over. We'll let it run out and see if we can. I mean, how many times have we had big losses to Leafs in not just this game, but all the ones we've been playing?
I think at this point it's got to be hundreds.
Yeah, it's like maybe not quite hundreds, but constantly. It's like 8-0, 10-0. I think we had 12-0 and 12-1 or something at one point. But up 6-0 here. I'd like to see maybe one more. Just rub it in a little. Get some revenge. I could probably tweak the offense a little bit slightly for next. Well, I don't really want to touch it after winning this big. Ah, no. Cheevers lost a shutout with 2 minutes, 16 seconds left to go.
That's okay. He needs...
Well, if he got the shutout, though, that would have probably had a better chance of bumping up his heat rating a little bit for the next game. But still, 6-1 lead here, 6-1 Kings, final score. Not even close. Ted McAneely first star, Bob Barry second, and Reggie Leach third. And yeah, it's a nice looking box score pretty much all the way down.
All right.
Gonna take a quick look, and Montreal is up 3-1 now, so finally there's a little divergence there. Now we're back to hoping Gordie Howe gets healthy again in the next... when's the next game?
Congrats. Gives us congratulations. I'm not sure if that's for finally beating Toronto, but I'm just going to say it's for finally beating Toronto.
Oh, here we go. We're finally getting the trainer's report. I think that was for the 11,000 viewers. Gordie Howe is finally on the day-to-day injured list. So even if he is... Whoops, I don't want to do that. So even though he's not 100%, I definitely think that's preferable to... Who do we take out of the lineup here? Not sure I want to move a center out. It's either Lund or Terry O'Reilly. O'Reilly's a rookie at this point, so it's not that obvious a choice. They've been doing it in the playoffs. O'Reilly, yeah, we're not really giving him much playing time at all, so he hasn't done much. Lund hasn't done much either. I think I'm going to take Larry Lund up. Oh, is that, did I read that backwards, Guido? Okay.
Oops.
And getting Howe back is probably going to shuffle things around significantly. Let's see what the assistant wants to. Whoa, no, I don't want Reggie Leach on the third line or fourth line. Wardlow goes there. Leach goes... Yeah, that looks a little better. O'Reilly going to be used as a fourth line center, which he's probably not going to be very good at. Everything else, I think mainly makes sense. Maybe Maloney a little more physical. Okay, let's see if we can get up a game in this one.
Have you started the game?
Just starting it now.
Okay, never mind.
What were you going to say?
Should sign one of those goalies.
Oh, no, well, we got lots of time, even if we go all the way
I
to the
also
cup.
noticed Bruce McIntosh is also going to be a free agent, of course.
Yeah, probably not. Well, we can probably let him go. Leafs back with Smith in goal, and nothing at the end of the first. So both teams settling down a little bit. But they're out shooting us now. This is back in Toronto, I think, and Frank Hughes scores for the Leafs to make it 1-0. We got killed off a two-man advantage there. Okay, this is not going so great. Let's see, we're okay. So 1-0 at the end of the second. I think I'm going to shuffle the strategy around a little bit. See if I can squeeze a little bit. Another countering roll or two out of here. Doesn't look like our strategy meshes that well against the Leafs, whatever they're doing.
Uh-oh.
Okay, and global tactics, I will get the tempo a little higher because we need to get a goal back here, and I may think about switching that halfway through the period if we haven't scored yet. Do get an early shot at least, but I think we've taken a lot of penalties in this one. And Gary Younger makes it 2-0 for the Leafs, so time to up the offense even a little earlier than I wanted to. I might as well go all the way up to very high risk. And there we go, we got one back. Reggie Leach gets one by Smith. But Cheevers lets another one in, and we're down 3-1. Keith Magnuson gets us back within 1 minute left. Had the goalie out there, but we don't quite make it back. 3-2 Leafs, final score.
Ugh. Not good.
So on the brink of elimination, I should have looked Todd Gordy doing that one. First game back, I think in about 3 months. Ouch, 49 game rating, -1. 4 shots at least, but need a little bit better out of Gordie Howe. And Terry Harper is healthy again, so I think I'm going to pull Van Imp out and swap Harper in. Bill White goes up to that second spot. Just finishing out this special teams with Harper back in. Okay. And 1 day off. And how get back to 100%? Apparently not. So we're gonna... Oh, what's happening in that other playoff series? Oh, the Hawks won 4-1. So if we can get back in this, it's Chicago in the finals. If not, we got to Leaf Hawk final. But last chance here. This may be the end of the season for us, but hopefully not. Looks like we're playing a little bit better defensively this time, but Serge Bernier makes it 1-0 for the Leafs halfway through the first. Reggie Leach evened it up for us. Really low shot totals this period. Was tied at 6 for second there, and Maloney makes it 2-1 for the Kings. And we're up 9-8 on shots and 2-1 in the score at the end of the first period. Can we pull this off? And wow, that didn't go well. And we at least piled up a bunch of shots early in the period. At least didn't get any goals. But Frank Mahovlich, Big M makes it 2-2. So we may be tied heading into the third period. Ah, no, Gary Younger 3-2 for the Leafs.
Gotta stop saying that.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, I gotta shuffle some things around here. Global tactics. We seem to do a little bit better with the normal tempo and a little more offensively adventurous. Just trying to squeeze out whatever advantage I can from the tactical rolls. Not sure if it's going to make a huge difference, but may give us a little bit of an edge here. Shot totals are a little closer, but we still haven't tied it halfway through the third period. And 5 minutes left. I'm just going to stop it here and go all the way up, very high risk, higher tempo. And let's hope we can get something in the remaining 4:34. And we got something about a penalty apparently. That was smart, but nope. Another 3-2 game. We were almost even on shots, but that is the end for us. I guess getting Howe back didn't make much of an impact. He had another sort of mediocre game, no points, and I think he was about -3 in those 2 games. So that is the end of the season for us. And we've got a Leaf Hawk final, 1972. So getting back to those, okay, well first I'll check the active roster. And we've got everybody on that signed for at least at least for the end of next season. But the minor league roster, I think it's either Mike Kern or Bruce Gamble. Gamble's 33, so 5 years older. I'm going to renew his deal.
Yeah, there's actually not a bad goalie in free agency.
And, oh, actually, that's Howie Colborn. How did I wind up? I wasn't trying to sign him. Curran.
it'll be interesting to know if we lose Gordie Howe this off season.
No, we've still got him under. Well, we've got him under contract. He could retire. Anybody else we want to keep from the reserve list? I think I'm going to sign Jim West just because we're. Oh no, he doesn't want to sign at all. So no point in doing that. J. Bob Kelly. We may need a tough guy. So the league is going to be going in that direction soon. Oh, and he doesn't want to sign with us either. So I think did we make offers to these guys already and they turned us down? So we're going to lose.
I think they wanted a ton of money at one point.
Yeah, they. So we're going to probably lose a few guys off the bottom end to the WHA, or some might just flat out retire. We got a few older guys on the farm. Britt Selby wouldn't be surprised me if he did. But let's do this. Gonna run this through next week, and I think that. And the Leafs, well, at least we didn't embarrass ourselves like the Hawks did. The Leafs swept the Hawks 4-0 in the finals.
Oh, no. You mean the Leafs won the cup?
The Leafs won the cup. That is what... I mean, they
don't know
didn't...
what to say anymore.
They didn't get the 67 cup in this game, so I guess sort of fair. It's their first cup in... that's only 8 years. You can see the Little Rangers dynasty we had prior to that. So it should be an interesting season next year. This is 72-73. It's an expansion year. So Islanders and Flames are coming in.
The Atlanta Flames.
The Atlanta Flames, right? As teams do so well in Atlanta. And the WHA will be starting up at the July 1 switchover, including a team across town from us. Actually, were they playing on the Forum? I can't even remember. The LA Sharks. I can't remember what arena they played in Los Angeles. And did we get any awards? Point. Clark. Point. In California won a bunch of guys. Bobby Orr gets a heart, even though Boston's not really doing anything.
The LA Sharks played at the LA Sports Arena, Long Beach Sports.
Oh, right. That's like a big boxing arena, if I remember right. So they played in there. Okay, that's ancient. That's like from the 30s, isn't it?
Oh wait, hold on a second.
I guess it wasn't ancient at this point. This is 1972 only.
Okay, so they actually played at the Los Angeles Memorial Sports Arena, and then occasionally played at the Long Beach Sports Arena when they had.
Yeah, I think the Los Angeles one is the old boxing one. Okay, so we are
that's
up
where the
to.
Ice Dogs played. Okay, interesting.
Oh, I forgot about that Long Beach. Okay. Okay, June 1st. Oh, we're not. I was thinking we were in July. It's only June. I should do a quick little season review. I skimmed over that. That's how our
trainer's contract is due up here shortly. So
okay. Good point. Might as well give him the maximum amount, so he's renewed for 3 years. And I don't think there's anything else we need to do. Let's just take a quick look at the league stats. I don't think I reviewed that at the end of the season. Well, Clark led the league in scoring. I think that was his rookie season too, wasn't it? Well, he shouldn't have come in that strong. That's kind of surprising. Oh no, maybe not his rookie. No, he's been in longer than that. Oh no, it is. Oh, that's right. There's that little glitch in the draft that I noticed. Guys with certain birth dates were slipping through, so he somehow wound up not getting drafted and then signing with California as a free agent. So I'll have to get that fixed next time around. Okay. Unless you can think of anything else we need to do right now. Quick glance at the free agent log.
I don't think there's anyone that interesting. Maybe watching to see if Gordie retires.
Yeah, that's about it. Well, we'll get the news of that on, well, next chance is probably on July the 1st, so I am advancing to that, and here we go. About to find out. Just doing the off-season processing, which takes a second. And what has gone down? Los Angeles right wing Gordie Howe to retire.
Oh.
Well, thanks, Gordie. We didn't really pay that much for him, so
Yeah.
not a massive loss. And we've got a ton of good right wings coming up. There's our development report, actually, just the off-season one, so it won't be too much of interest going on. Oh, we got a couple of unsigned guys that we've stolen the rights to. We could bring them back too. To Taryn Morasic.
You can try and figure out a way to trade up for the first overall pick in the upcoming draft. You might be able to grab Bill Barber to replace.
I think now it's going to be tough to do because we've got they're going to get like the top handful of picks in the draft. With what we've got, we would basically need to move something. We'd need to get something. We'd need to get a high pick first, and then give up another one of our guys. So we got to do first things first. We got to do a protection list. For the expansion draft, we need to protect 2 goalies and 15 skaters, so Cheevers and Meloche are both eligible, so that's kind of a no-brainer. For goalies. Who else we got here? At least, you know, Howe not retiring opens up a spot for us on this list. So Leach for sure, Salming. Dave Burrows had a really surprisingly good season for us this year. Oh, Terry O'Reilly has jumped up to 2.5 stars in the offseason. Nice development there.
I think the toughest cut might have to be our captain.
Bill White, yeah. That's, no, I think we're... I'll switch that for, yeah, Katola and Barry. I think I may be going too heavy on the forwards here. Yeah, we've only got 2 defenseman picks, so I think we're going to have to protect White. And probably Magnuson as well, but we're going to have to make a call here on...
You got Burrows, Magnuson, Salming.
I mean, McAneely, I'm suspicious of his development. He's 3 stars, but he wasn't that good in real life, so I don't know if it's just like we've had a fluke with his development here, or if he's actually going to stay like this. I mean, he's shaped up into a pretty decent player for us.
I think we got to protect him at this point. I'd rather have him than White. He's younger. I mean, White's 32, is it?
No, I think we can take both of them. I mean, that protects 5 defensemen: Burrows, Magnuson, McAneely, Salming, and White. Exposes Dennis Kearns, which isn't that great because we've been waiting forever for him to finally develop. And okay, I'll protect Sanderson, so we've got 3 of each type of forward, 5 defensemen, and we're left with 1 more guy to decide on here. Oops.
Who's the highest rated potential?
Potential, it's Kearns. Ability, it's JP Bordelot. Kearns definitely turned out better in the late 70s than Bordelot did, although Bordelot wasn't a bad player. He's like a solid 30-40 point fourth liner. I think it's guaranteed we'll lose either one of them if we leave him out. Terry Harper's in there, Marat. Yeah. Our forwards are actually pretty young, so I'm not really worried about any of those guys running out of gas. The D is a little bit older. I think I'm going to protect Kearns. I mean, we've got Hedberg, Leach, and O'Reilly, so it's not like we're lacking depth at right wing.
Also, there is some wingers coming up in the draft who will probably be looking.
Okay,
Do we protect
good point.
Hedberg? Do we protect Hedberg?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and the 1972 expansion, I should take a quick look at the notes. WHA obviously has started. Have their own draft. Various interesting guys coming in that won't be draftable for another couple of years, except for the WHA, who may steal some of them as underagers. But 72 expansion draft. Some interesting guys left. Jean Pronovo, Carol Vadnais, Mike Walton. Yeah.
Now in the what I'm running, Bobby Hall went.
Wound up in the expansion draft?
Yes, he was exposed by Montreal, who he was on this year.
Don't think they've done unless he's gone downhill badly, because I sorted by.
He was 2 stars at potential, I think. 2 stars.
Oh, he declined that far. I didn't think he'd gone downhill that much. Oh yeah, yes, he's always 2.5 stars.
Oh, 2.5, okay.
So he's gone into an early decline. Yeah, only 45 points last year. Looks like Chicago traded him at some point to Montreal. Wow, he fell apart in a hurry. But,
July 1st last year.
Okay, so I'm just going to let the CPU do the whole thing. And who got picked?
Now, was
our former goalie Dave Dryden was the first overall pick. What were you going to say?
Yeah, that's what I said. No, that's exactly what I was going to ask. That's what I saw in our draft too.
First, there aren't any limits on the number of players that could be picked from individual teams. So the first 4 guys gone are from Montreal. Bobby Hall winds up in Atlanta. Looking for LA Kings here. Not seeing any. Did we not? Oh, Bordelot went to the Islanders. And Ed Van Imp to Atlanta. And Terry Harper to the Islanders as well. So we lose 3 guys in the draft. I think we're the only one of the expansion teams, 67 expansion teams, to lose anybody in that one. So that's what do we get for building a good team.
Well, was there expansion in 74?
Yeah, Kansas City and Washington.
Right.
The really bad expansion.
Yeah, I was trying to think. Okay, yeah, 74 was Washington. I was trying to think who the other team was.
And when is the draft coming up? Another week to the draft. I should have a look through the free agency if there's anybody half decent has appeared. Absolutely nobody. A few of these guys are guys that we own the rights to. That's Billy Orr there.
But they're not able to be drafted yet.
Let's see if we can sign any of those guys that didn't want to sign with us in the sort list that didn't want to sign with us in the end of last year. Who was it? Kelly was the guy I was trying to get.
Jim.
Okay, yeah, he wants to. Yeah, he'll take a fairly cheap one, so get him back under contract. And really nobody else there worthwhile. Yeah, some of these guys will probably move to the WHA, but no big deal. Now let's just run this to the amateur draft. Still the amateur draft in those days, not the interdraft. Kelly signs his contract. And who's drafting? Oh, the expansion teams are drafting first overall. And who is it? Yeah, Barber at the top of that class. We are drafting 13th, way down, so probably gonna get a guy that's a few years away, most likely.
Well, this one guy like let's see, Billy Harris and Peter McNabb are both.
So that's the little problem with the AI right now. It tends to draft guys it can't possibly take. So the Islanders drafted Vladislav Tretiak first.
He went in my game. He went 8th to Buffalo. Although Tretiak is only showing 2.5 star potential, but his reported ability is 1.0. It says, which I found interesting.
Barber to the Flames, Mike Milbury to the Flyers. That would have been interesting pairing. Steve Shutt to the North Stars. Jim Sean fell to the Blues, and I'll just pick up, let this run up to us. Canucks, yeah, of course the Canucks make a mistake and take Dave Gardner. So what we've got at 13 overall, some interesting picks here. Peter McNabb, pretty good center for the Bruins and the Sabres. Billy Harris eventually wound up with he was the guy that came when the Islanders traded for Butch Goring to win their first Stanley Cup. Harris went the other way. So really probably the best player on the early Islanders. Pat Boutet, drops off after Harris and McNabb. So, do we want a center or do we want a right wing?
Wayne Merrick is also there, who's not bad. 3-star.
Yeah, 3 stars. He's pretty good, like second, third line, two-way forward, two-way center. So we got Sharon, Catola, and Sanderson at center versus Hedberg, Leach, and O'Reilly. And
if you look, Billy Harris could play a little bit of everything, and he might be the better pick here.
True enough, yeah. He's getting into a rut with drafting right wings every year, but
well, he can play left wing.
And the other nice thing is he's ready right now. He's 3 stars. He can step in right away for us, even if O'Reilly doesn't come along. So yeah, more flexibility. I think we'll go with Harris over McNabb. McNabb, I think, lasted a little bit longer than Harris actually did, but maybe worth it in this case. And who wound up getting... McNabb finally went to Philadelphia at the beginning of the second round.
Wow.
Now, second pick. Anders Kalur, another right wing, but we've got a ton of Swedish right wings already. Lars Lindgren, future Canuck. Rich
Mike
Preston.
Ford's still there?
What was that?
Mike Ford's still there, too?
Yeah, I don't think he really turned into anything in real life. Stan Weir, pretty good center for the Leafs and Oilers. Rich Preston, who had a good WHA career and had, I think, one good season with the Hawks after the merger.
I think it's going to be your Vancouver Canuck guy there.
You're going to let me take Lars Lindgren. We got Gilles Gratton as the top-rated goalie left, who was kind of a fun guy to have because he was basically nuts. Pierre Hamel, future Leafs or future Leafs like fourth stringer and future Jets starter.
Yeah, I'm starting to recognize some guys from our previous Winnipeg Jets playthrough.
Yeah, I think we'll probably take a. Let's go with Lindgren. Go with the Canuck. And I think we should see if we can get a goalie in the third round if they haven't all been grabbed at that point.
Well, we have another pick coming up.
Oh, damn, we missed Richard Brodeur. How'd that happen?
He's still coming. We have a pick right away.
Yeah, but I lost Brodeur to...
Oh, yeah, they're Minnesota. Oh, yeah. That's mine. Never mind.
No, he wound up in Minnesota in mine, too. So, okay.
Well, that's weird.
But Gilles Gratton had a really cool mask, but was crazy even for a goaltender, so I'm going to grab him. Don't know if we're ever going to use him, but he's some third-string insurance. And now we're getting into the fourth round, or no, it's the fifth round. I guess we had traded that pick. And we're just looking for depth here, or basically names I recognize. Mike Amadeo, who was in our old Jets replay.
Jets,
I remember him.
Yeah.
Fred Ahern, I think played on the U.S. Canada Cup team in the first year they played that. And these are, I'm looking at minor leaguers pretty much, and guys who had maybe a cup of coffee in the WHA. Bernie Lukowicz, Morris's brother. But actually, Amadeo looks like the best option, because he's 1.5 stars, even if that's all his potential is. So, little defensive depth, if nothing else. And guess I should go for a forward here. Steve West, I think, had one okay WHA year. Take him. Oh, there we go. Good old Jack McElhargy from the Canucks. Gonna get two Canuck defensemen in this draft.
Well, that's
Slowest man in the NHL. And we're done. Yep. Now to get these guys signed. Harris, obviously, first priority. And fairly high deal. Let's see if he'll come down a little bit. Yep, he was willing to come down a little bit, so I saved us a little money there. Lars Lindgren, let's get him on a deal too. We're kind of building up the Swedish contingent here. Yeah, he wants a nice cheap deal. That's fine. Anybody else worth signing? Yeah, we want Graton as the third string goalie. And yeah, Amadeo's good enough to give a deal. Although that's a little ridiculous. He's not going to get quite that much. What was that?
what does he want?
I think he wanted over 30,000 to start with, so 29.5 he gets.
We also have some notable guys coming up on as possible free agents we might want to start looking at tying down.
Oh, and just looking at the rights list, we've already lost a few guys to the WHA. Bruce McIntosh went to the Alberta Oilers, which is what the Edmonton was called in their first year. Willie Brossart and Ray McKay to the Nordiques. Jim Mayer to New England, and Jim West to the Minnesota Fighting Saints. And nobody signed with the LA Sharks.
Great logo.
Yep. Great goalie, John Garrett. And gonna need to. What does the reserve list look at this point? Yeah, Steve Durbano developed really nicely over the last season, so I'm going to bring him up and start the season with Willie Lindstrom. We need to sign a little more farm depth. That WHA kind of cleaned us out pretty good there. Okay, that's the starting lineup, good enough. Just going to see who we own the rights to that hasn't bailed out on us yet. Oh, West, the other draft pick, I'll take him. They're asking for less than 10,000 a season, I'll just give it to them. Well, Morris Mott isn't too old, I'll grab him. Whoa. Didn't want to do that. I didn't realize he was asking for 50,000 a year. I screwed that up. I shouldn't have made that offer. I offered him too much and he doesn't want him to go back. Doesn't want to go back on the amount. So I think I will... What the heck? Let's give Selby a little money for maybe only once a year. No, he only wants 26,000 for 3 years. Was an original king. Will be good to him. And I'm going to play this to the... let's just have a quick look at the free agent list. You can see our guys that we haven't signed yet at the top. Nobody else that's interesting on there. Play it out a week. Let's make sure all our rookies get signed okay. And Harris signs... Lindgren signed. And one more week. And I think we got everybody signed that we wanted to. Yeah, we protected Kearns. I don't think he's even going to make the lineup this year. Lindgren goes down for sure. Actually, should wait until we get the development report in training camp to do any of that.
To start what? Sorry.
I started moving guys down to the reserve list, but technically I should wait until we see the training camp development report when I do that, because there's probably a few guys that'll change ratings up a little bit. Looks like Vic Vanaski got an extra star. Willie Lindstrom's still not developing yet. O'Reilly came along nicely in the off-season, so we'll get another slight change coming up, but I'll wait for that. And should I wait? Yeah, I'll just take it to the end of August. Off-season development report. Nothing much to notice. So McElhargy already developed a couple of points. That's not bad. Game just auto-saving there. And we are at September 1, and there is our... Nope, that's the last off-season development report. Canucks and Wings making a minor trade. Have to get it right at the start of the preseason, I think. There we go. Oh, and we got to pick our captain soon, too. Reggie Leach showed up out of shape, so I will just let that slide. I'm not going to say anything to him about it. Don't want to screw up the morale of our top guy, even if it takes him a little while to get back into shape. And that's a really nice development report. Wow, Steve West went nuts. Like +3 in one category, +2 in another. Might have got ourselves a little steal there. Late round steal. No late declining, Selby, no surprises in decliners. Where are our big draft picks? Who am I looking for? Harris, well, +3. Gratton, a little mental toughness of all things. We've got to pick our captains now, though. So, I think it's time to finally relieve Bill White of that.
Maybe.
Oh, wow, he's a 19 though. I think we got to leave it with him for this year. He's just so much better than everybody else leadership-wise, and determination is 19 as well. So, I mean, he's like our number 5 defenseman, but he's too good of a leader to leave out of the lineup. But we need a couple of new A's because Howe and Harper, the guys who were these alternates last year, were gone. So I think Ernie Hick, who's playing regularly, had a great season for us last year in leadership 17. I'll make him one of the assistants. And the other one, it's a little bit of a closer race. Bob Berry, who was the Kings captain for real, I think about 76. That might be one option. He's been playing pretty well for us, and he'll always be on a separate line than Ernie Hicks. Spread the leadership out a little bit. I think, yeah, it's him or Burrows. Burrows is still kind of young. Magnuson is not quite there. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Barry. So White, Hick, and Barry is the captains this year. And okay, now I can shuffle guys down to the reserve list after seeing the off-season development report. Oh wow, Vanaski's up to 2.5 stars. That's developed nicely, and I can throw Larry Lund down to the reserve list. I don't have to worry about that spot anymore. Kelly's only 1.5. I may call him back up. Lindstrom's still 1.5. That's kind of disappointing.
Oh, really? He really improved in my game here.
Yeah,
2.5.
Oh, wow, you got a little lucky then, I think. So I'm going to call up 3. After I send all those guys down, I may call some of them back up, but probably take 3 of them and leave 1 spot open. Yeah, really happy with the way Vanaski went up to 2.5 stars. That's cool. And Harris Hedberg doesn't seem to be... That's got to improve somehow. I think that's just a weird scouting report we've got on him. And Mike Christie going to be the defenseman we call up because he's up to 2.5 stars now. That was a free agent signing. That worked out pretty well. Actually, I'm going to have to keep Lindstrom up because he's still our highest ability forward in the minors, and I might have to do the same with Kelly. Potential-wise, is there anybody... LeBratton's only 1 star, yeah. So we're kind of hit and miss with the Swedish guys. LeBratton and... Actually, we're kind of struggling with all of them. Even Hedberg isn't coming along like you'd expect him to. And I'll move Kelly up to start the season with us. And how much we're running a little low on time here, so I'm just a little curious... see how the Atlanta Flames... That's not a bad starting lineup for them. Steve Carlisle, I don't remember him at all. Somehow he's 3.5 stars. Weird, I'll have to check him out in the database. Flames start with Barber, Hall, a few decent players. The Islanders are really were the worst team in the league in this in the real 72-73 season. A couple of really grabbed some guys from the Rangers. Vic Hadfield, looks like he was exposed. Silaps Jr., Jean Pronoval, well, they got a little bit of scoring there. Now, the WHA. Any particular teams you want to see here, Adam?
Maybe one.
That lovely Winnipeg Jets original logo. You'll see it in a second.
That is a nice logo.
It looks like a Coke logo. Were they sponsored or something?
Probably.
Rocky Farr and Robbie Irons in goal. Wow. Oh, they wound up getting Wayne Merrick. They signed him out of the draft. He'll probably get a ton of points for him the first year. Bobby Lalonde, a Canuck.
Mike Milbury signed with the Jets apparently in this game. In my game.
No, they didn't get him in this one. And they actually signed Bernie Lukowich, brother of Morris Lukowich, or brother or cousin. I'm not actually sure on that. Who was obviously their best player in the early NHL years. Guy Trottier, no relation to Brian, but they got him from our lineup. Let's see how the LA Sharks, our rivals, did. They signed Michel Larocque, who's, wow, he's... Terror looks like he's not going to work out at all. Actually, I'm going to set this to sort by... Yeah, I want to sort by ability, and I'm going to quickly run through the WHA teams to see if anybody big is signed. It's generally doesn't tend to happen. You don't get a Bobby Hull moving over there in the first year in the game. Robbie Fatorik in Houston.
In this game, Pete McNabb signed with Ottawa instead of Philly.
Oh, and Rich Preston, another guy we were thinking of drafting, wound up signing with the New York Raiders, who rapidly became the, New York Golden Blades? I can't remember how that worked. They wound up in, McNabb signed with Ottawa on this one too. Philadelphia Blazers, future Vancouver Blazers. Not a lot of wrecking on Pat Boutet they got. So the WHA's done not too badly signing younger guys, but hasn't really stolen any big names from the NHL yet, so we're going to see some fairly wacky scoring leaders there in the first season, I think.
Probably.
Okay, just a few minutes left here. I think I'm going to run this through the exhibition season so we can start for the, assuming we don't get any injuries, so we can start with the regular season when we come around to this again in a couple of weeks. See how the AI wants to, no, we're not sitting out Dave Burrows, one of our better defensemen. Kelly, no, don't want him. And yeah, Lindstrom is not ready yet. lines. See, yeah, Hedberg, the scouts and the coaches seem to disagree on Hedberg. The coaches want to put him on the first line, and the scouts don't think he's any good. And Harris, the rookie, looks like he'll start in the fourth line, but hopefully is he getting not a lot of special teams time either, so we'll bring him along slow. And let's just tear through the exhibition season. Get this done. I think it's at this point we'll start going into a little more detail on the management of the team. Once the season's actually underway, then we've done and not go quite as fast as we've done with other years, because we're actually a legitimate contender now. Looks like Keith Magnuson got injured. Do we get anybody mentioned as top players in the league? Apparently not. No, we don't even get mentioned as a contender, which seems unfair.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, Magnuson's only day-to-day, so I don't have to worry about that. Broke his nose. I don't think we really want to change anything strategy-wise, because we were doing so well last season, had a solid playoff. And most of our guys have done nothing but get better. I think we should get a big year out of Reggie Leach this season, I think. I hope. O'Reilly has come along a bit. Cheever's still 4 stars. Salming, solid 4-star guy now.
Nice.
And I've just got to take a look at, out of curiosity, at how the Canucks are coming along. Oh, they picked up Larry Robinson. When did they get him? Okay, they did something right. Oh, was that? Yeah, they made one good draft pick. Chuck Lefley, the crazy pick they made, has actually been putting up some points for him, but he'll probably fall off the face of the earth fairly quickly. Oh, they got Jacques Lemaire, too. Looks like they made a trade for Montreal for him. With Montreal. Oh, Dallas Smith and Brian Campbell. Okay, that's a pretty good trade for the Canucks. Don't think they're going to get down. They picked up Gilles Villemure in a trade from the Flyers, and so he'll push Joe Daly out of a job. Canucks might actually make the playoffs again this year. And just having a look down the retirement list, besides Howe, Alex Delvecchio, his old teammate retired. Dick Cherry, Don's brother, is retired. Bob Bond. Oh, and started the season in free agency. Oh, wow, free agent list got even worse. Yeah, see, you can see the effect here that the WHA has it on the free agent pool. We had about 4 or 5 pages of guys who were at least 1.5 stars. Now there is 1.5 star guy, 1 star guy, and then a pile of half stars. So they had pretty much cleaned that player pool right out, and they'll probably be grabbing some more as the season goes on. So it's a good thing we shored up our depth a little bit in the off season. We've got 37 to 50 guys signed, so we've got room to sign more. There's just nobody out there that's worth signing. So I think it's 8 o'clock here, so I guess time to wrap it up, Adam.
Yeah.
And we'll be back
Thank
to
you very
the
much.
see if we can not get fired for another week and do the Detroit game next week.
Oh, I got a good feeling. I feel like we're going to survive.
Yeah, you're optimistic. That's good.
I like being optimistic. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. If you're not watching this live, then you're probably watching it on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. It's not red at all. It's youtube.com/OOTP Developments, where you will find all of our Franchise Hockey Manager videos, as well as Out of the Park videos and MLB Manager. If you want to talk to us about franchise hockey, you can come to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. Twitter, we're at Franchise Hockey. Or you can come on down to our official website, which is www.ootpdevelopments.com. and you click on the community button in the top right-hand corner. You cut out franchise hockey manager, out of the park baseball, MLB manager, or just about anything else you want to discuss. Jeff, did I miss anything or screw anything else up that I didn't realize?
I do not think so. The Steam summer sale is over as of today, so that was your chance to get the game for an extra 50% off. But I should point out that we did drop the price of the game permanently to $19.99, so still relatively cheap if you want to pick up a copy. Other than that, I think we've covered pretty much everything. We'll be back to the Wings next